Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa, mina. Oh shit, hold up. I've got my stream playing. Oopsies. Sorry. I didn't realize I had my stream playing in the background. Oopsies. Hi. You first, Esther? Actually, no, I'm first. So, technically you're wrong, Esther. I'm built different. You gonna play Apex? No. Nemo, why would you want me to play Apex Legends? That's not very poggers of you. Don't make me do such a thing. You saw me on... If you saw me on earlier, Apex... If you saw me on Apex earlier, why didn't you try to join me, huh, Nemo? My party's always open for invitations. No one wants to join you? Okay, now that we got such a hateful man out of here, I think we can get started with, some nice little relaxing for the night, you know? You're also having dinner? Oh, hello, Cantaloupe. Hello, hello. It's so nice to see you. What we doing? Hold on, actually, can you guys give me 1 second? There's a fly on the wall. I'm gonna kill it right now. I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna go kill the fly. Hold up. Life update. I think I missed. So, oopsies. My ancestors are looking down on me, and they are very disappointed. What we doing? What the dog doing? I wanted to just do some more bedtime stories, and when I mean bedtime stories, I mean just warrior cats. We all love warrior cats, don't we? Yatta! I don't know, I really wanna get through, I really wanna get through the book, and just, you know, do that kind of stuff. Me for real, just like me for real, for real. If I killed the fly, how much would you guys have wanted me to hear the little crunch? hear the little fly go crunch on stream. Eat the fly. I told you, Stester, I missed. Unfortunately, I missed my shot, so... You want the chomp noise and all? Glomp the fly. So sad. It's not true. That's not true. I'm... The opposite is so sad. I'm actually extremely poggers. Don't you know? Okay, yeah, that was kind of cringe. Okay, actually, okay. It's a little hot in my room, so I'm gonna, like, take off my pants. Or should I take off my shirt? You know what? I'm gonna leave all my clothes on. Never mind. I regret all my life choices up until now. Tehe pedo. Teehee. Clunk. Ayo. Ayo what, Cantaloupe? What's sus? Sus is Among Us. Oh my god, I love Among Us. Alright, hold up. Yeah, I'm just stalling for time while I load up the PDF for this. Okay. So let's go. Alright, so I guess everyone just sit back, relax, and we're on chapter 10 of Warrior Catch, and from the looks of it, we're about halfway through. That's pretty exciting. Perfect timing of stream. You fell off your bed like 7 minutes ago. I don't know, bro. You kind of fell off. You kind of fell off, bro. Not very poggers, dude. Lay side. Okay. By the following morning, a thin drizzle soaked the treetops and dripped down into the camp. Firepaw woke up feeling damp. It had been an uncomfortable night. He stood up and shook himself vigorously, fluffing out his fur. Then he left the apprentice's den and trotted across the clearing to Yellowfang's nest. Yellowfang was just stirring. She lifted her head and squinted at Firepaw as he approached. My bones ache this morning. Has it been raining all night? Since just after moon high, Firepaw replied. He reached out and prodded her mossy nest cautiously. Your bedding is soaking wet. Why don't you move nearer to the nursery? It's more sheltered there. And what? And be kept awake all night by those mewling kids? I'd rather get wet, Yellowfang growled. Firepaw watched her circles stiffly on her mossy bed. Then at least let me fetch you some dry bedding, he offered, keen to drop the subject of kids if it upset the old she-cat so much. Thank you, Firepaw, replied Yellowfang quietly, settling down again. Firepaw felt stunned. He wondered if Yellowfang was feeling all right. It was the first time she had thanked him for anything, the first time she had not called him kitty pet. Well, don't just stand there like a startled squirrel. Go and fetch some moss, she snapped. Firepaw's whiskers twitched with amusement. This was more like the Yellowfang he was used to. He nodded and sprinted off. He almost crashed into Speckletail in the middle of the clearing. This was the queen who had watched Yellowfang's angry outburst at the tabby kit the day before. Sorry, Speckletail, Firepaw mewed. Are you on your way to see Yellowfang? What would I want with that unnatural creature? Replied Speckletail crossly. Actually, it's you I was looking for. Bluestar wants to see you. Firepaw hurried toward the high rock and Bluestar's den. Bluestar was sitting outside, her head bobbing rhythmically as she licked the gray fur below her throat. She paused when she noticed Firepaw. How is Yellowfang today? She meowed. Her bedding is wet, so I was going to fetch her more, Firepaw replied. I'll ask one of the queens to see to that. Bluestar gave her chest another lick, and then eyed Firepaw carefully. Is she fit enough to hunt for herself yet? She asked. I don't think so, Firepaw meowed. But she can walk well enough now. I see, meowed Bluestar. She looked thoughtful for a moment. It is time for you to return to your training, Firepaw. But you'll need to work hard to make up for time you have lost. Okay, my room's a little hot. Give me 1 second. Alright. Tadaima! Maybe I should do ASMR roleplay streams. Oh god, I don't know what I would do if I ever tried that. Great. Thank you, Bluestar, Firepaw stammered. You will go out with Tigerclaw, Greatpaw, and Ravenpaw this morning, Bluestar continued. I've asked Tigerclaw to assess the warrior skills of all our apprentices. Don't worry about Yellowfang. I'll make sure someone sees to her while you are gone. Firepaw nodded. Now, join your companions, Bluestar ordered. I expect they're waiting for you. Thank you, Bluestar, Firepaw mewed. He turned with a flick of his tail and darted toward his den. Bluestar was right. Graypaw and Ravenpaw were both waiting for him by their favorite tree stump. Graypaw looked stiff and uncomfortable. His long fur clumped by the dampness of the air. Ravenpaw was pacing around the tree stump, lost in thought, the white tip of his tail twitching. So, you're joining us today, Graypaw called as Firepaw approached. Someday, huh? He shook himself roughly to get rid of the clinging wetness. Yes, Bluestar told me that Tigerclaw is going to assess us today. Are Sandpaw and Dustpaw coming too? Whitestorm and Darkstripe took them out on warrior patrol. I suppose Tigerclaw is going to look at them later, Graypaw answered. Come on, we should get going, urged Ravenpaw. He had stopped pacing and now hovered beside them anxiously. Fine by me, mewed Graypaw. Hopefully some exercise will warm me up a bit. The three cats trotted through the gorse track and out of the camp. They hurried to the sandy hollow. Tigerclaw had not arrived, so they hung around in the shelter of a pine tree, their fur fluffed up against the chill. Are you worried about the assessment? Firepaw asked Ravenpaw, as the young cat pedaled backward and forward with quick, nervous paw steps. There's no need to be. You're Tigerclaw's apprentice, after all. When he reports back to Bluestar, he's going to want to tell her how good you are. You can never tell with Tigerclaw, mewed Ravenpaw, still pacing. For goodness sake, sit down, Graypaw grumbled. At this rate, you'll be worn out before we begin. By the time Tigerclaw arrived, the sky had changed. The clouds looked less like thick gray fur and more like the soft white balls of down that queens use to line the nests of their newborns. Blue skies couldn't be far behind, but the breeze that brought the softer clouds carried a fresh chill. Tigerclaw greeted them briskly and launched straight into the exercise details. Lionheart and I have spent the last few weeks trying to teach you how to hunt decently, he meowed. Today, you'll have a chance to show me how much you have learned. Each of you will take a different route and hunt as much prey as possible. Jayden, I'm actually gonna refund you because I don't think I'm able to do a man or minute that well. I'm sorry, Jayden. I'm sorry, Jayden. Yeah, I don't. I forgot about redeems. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I'm actually gonna estimate Jakey. Oh. Well, you've got them in here for that. Okay, well, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna refund you, cause, I don't think I don't feel very confident in a man or minute right now. So, you can get your money back. Let me see if I can, let me turn on the channel points actually. I forgot to turn on the redeems. Thank you for reminding me, Jayden. Teehee. Alright, well, hi Jayden. So nice to see you. Oh, okay, thank you Jayden for the chug redeem. Arigato gozaimasu. Alright, now where were we? Today you'll have a chance to show me how much you have learned. Each of you will take a different route and hunt as much prey as possible. And whatever you catch will be added to the supplies in the camp. The three apprentices looked at one another, nervous and excited. Firepaw felt his heart begin to beat faster at the prospect of a challenge. Ravenpaw, you will follow the trail beyond the great sycamore as far as the snake rocks. That should be easy enough for your pitiful skills. You, Greypaw, Tigerclaw continued, will take the route along the stream as far as the Thunder Path. Great, mewed Greypaw. Wet paws for me. Tigerclaw's stare silenced him. And finally, you, Firepaw. What a shame your great mentor couldn't be here today to witness your performance for herself. You shall take the road through the tall pines, past the tree-cut place, to the woods beyond. Firepaw nodded, frantically tracing the route in his head. And remember, Tigerclaw finished, fixing them all with his pale-eyed stare. I shall be watching all of you. Ravenpaw was the first to sprint away toward the snake rocks. Tigerclaw took a different track into the woods, leaving Greypaw and Firepaw alone in the hollow, trying to guess who Tigerclaw would follow first. Oh, is that Kawakami Chiaki? Wait, Blank-san. Oh, hello. It's so nice to see you. I've noticed the name change. Is the unreadable name now a name? Konnichiwa, Chiaki-san. Ohayo gozaimasu. Well, I hope you enjoy some warrior cats tonight. I don't know why he thinks Snake Rocks is an easy route, mewed Greypaw. The place is crawling with adders. Birds and mice stay away from there because there are so many snakes. Read something better? Oh, that's so weird. The message just disappeared. I wonder why that happened. Ravenpaw will have to spend his whole time trying not to get bitten, Firepaw agreed. Oh, he'll be okay, mewed Greypaw. Not even an adder would be fast enough to catch Ravenpaw at the moment. He's so jumpy. I'd better get going. See you back here later on. Good luck. Greypaw raced off toward the stream. Firepaw paused to sniff the air, then bounded up the side of the hollow and began to head for the tall pines. It felt strange to be going in this direction, toward the two-leg place he had been raised in. Cautiously, Firepaw crossed the narrow path into the pine forest. He looked through the straight rows of trees across the flat forest floor, alert for the sight and scent of prey. A movement caught his eye. It was a mouse, scrabbling through the pine needles. Remembering his first lesson, Firepaw dropped into the stalking position, keeping his weight in his haunches, his paws light on the ground. The technique worked perfectly. The mouse didn't detect Firepaw until his final leap. Are you playing Grain? Yeah, how do you like it? Is it, do you prefer having like ambiance or not? Because I think having ambiance helps me have something to listen to. Barely hear it, so you thought it was crackle? Should I turn it up then? I'm sorry, I didn't want the sounds to be too loud. I'll turn it up a little bit then. Crack. Jesse, we need to cook. Okay, well, not exactly, but you know what I mean. Te better clunk. Oh my god. Palm, thank you so much for timing Stester out. Yatta. The mouse didn't detect Firepaw until his final leap. He caught it with one paw and killed it swiftly. Then he buried it so that he could pick it up on his return journey. Oh, Sen, thank you so much for the chip. 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 Arigatou gozaimasu. Why was I? You were timed out for being a hater, Stester. Stester, you're just a little hater. But you can be my hater. You're a true hater. Don't. I wish you were the Hatter. Hey, Palm, can we time out Stester again for making a bad pun? I love the Hat Man. I love taking the 25-gram Benadryl. It's my favorite. Arigato, Palm. 25 kilogram. 25 kilogram Benadryl. Wow. I can't wait to see the Hat Man tonight. Yatta! Firepaw traveled a little further into the tall pines. The ground here was deeply rutted by the tracks of the huge, two-legged monster that tore down the trees. Firepaw took a deep breath, his mouth open. The monster's acid breath had not touched the air here for a while. Firepaw followed the deep tracks, jumping across the ruts. They were half filled with rain, which made him feel thirsty. He was tempted to stop and take a few mouthfuls, but he hesitated. One lap of that muddy trench water, and he'd taste the monster's foul-smelling tracks for days. You're gonna see more than the Hat Man with the 25-kilogram Benadryl. That's how you find if you're going to hell or not? Well, I think I'm gonna go to hell either way for kissing a man. He decided to wait. Perhaps there would be a rainwater puddle beyond the tall pines. He hurried onward through the trees and crossed the two-leg path on the far boundary. He was back amid the thick undergrowth of oak woods. He moved onward until he found a puddle and lapped up a few mouthfuls of the fresh water. Firepaw's fur began to prickle with some extra awareness. He recognized sounds and scents familiar from his old watching place on the fence post, and knew instantly where he was. These were the woods that bordered the two-leg place. He must be very close to his old home now. Ahead, Firepaw could smell two legs and hear their voices, loud and raucous, like crows. It was a group of young two legs playing in the woods. Firepaw crouched and peered ahead through the ferns. The sounds were distant enough to be safe. He changed direction, skirting the noises, making sure he was not seen. Sin, Palm, what the fuck are you guys doing? Firepaw stayed alert and watchful, but not just for two legs. Tiger Claw must be somewhere nearby. He thought he heard a twig snap in the bushes behind him. He sniffed the air, but smelled nothing new. Was he being watched now, he wondered. Out of the corner of his eye, Firepaw sensed movement. At first he thought it was Tiger Claw's dark brown fur, but then he saw a flash of white. He stopped, crouched, and inhaled deeply. The smell was unfamiliar. It was a cat, but not a ThunderClan cat. Firepaw felt his fur bristle with the instincts of a clan warrior. He would have to chase the intruder out of ThunderClan territory. Firepaw watched the creature moving through the undergrowth. He could see its outline clearly as it skittered between the ferns. Firepaw waited for it to wander nearer. He crouched lower, his tail waving back and forth in slow rhythm. As the black and white cat neared, Firepaw rocked his haunches from side to side as he prepared to spring. One more heartbeat, then he leaped. The black and white cat jumped into the air, terrified, and raced away through the trees. Firepaw gave chase. It's a kitty pet, he thought as he raced through the undergrowth, smelling its fierce scent. In my territory. He was closing in rapidly on the fleeing animal. It had slowed its headlong rush, preparing to scramble up the wide, mossy trunk of a fallen tree. With the blood roaring in his ears, Firepaw leapt onto his back in a single bound. Firepaw could feel the cat struggling beneath him as he gripped on with all his claws. It let out a desperate and terrified yowl. Firepaw released his grip and backed away. The black and white cat cringed at the foot of the fallen tree, trembling, and looked up at him. Firepaw lifted his nose, feeling a ripple of disgust at the intruder's easy surrender. This soft, plump house cat, with its round eyes and narrow face, looked very different from the lean, broad-headed cats Firepaw lived with now. And yet something about this cat seemed familiar. Jesus Christ, you guys have gone fucking insane with all the emotes. Like, goddamn. That's a lot. Are these all different? Hi, Stester. I know, it's... Y'all are crazy with all these emotes. Oh. Palm, good job. I'm so proud of you. You're such a good mod, Palm. So good. Thank you so much for the bit, Palm. Arigato gozaimasu. Also an ad. Oh man, I'm sorry. I hate how there's ads during these freaking streams. You're back? Okay. I'm sorry about. I'm very sorry about the ads. All right, Palm. You can quit it with the timing out. All right. Only time him out if he starts to hate me some more. Okay. Don't don't take it too far. You're, okay. Now you can time him out. Now you can time Stester out. No, he's okay. God damn it! You're lucky. I like that. You're lucky that about made me laugh. Cause if not, I would revoke your mod privileges right then and there. Teh, peta, brofist. Wow, brofist. I love PewDiePie. PewDiePie Daisuki. I love PUBG bridges. So true. Firepaw stared harder. He sniffed, drawing in the other cat's scent. I don't recognize the smell, he thought, searching his memory. Then it came to him. Smudge, he meowed out loud. How do you know my name? Stammered Smudge, still crouching. It's me, Firepaw meowed. The house cat looked confused. We were kittens together. I lived in the garden next to you, Firepaw insisted. Rusty? Mewed Smudge in disbelief. Is that you? Did you find the wildcats again? Or are you living with new housefolk? You must be, if you're still alive. I'm called Firepaw now, Firepaw meowed. He relaxed his shoulders and let his fur fall flat into a sleek orange pelt. Smudge relaxed too. His ears perked up. Firepaw, he echoed, amused. Cat version of Fire Punch. Man, you're like asking to be timed out every time, aren't you, Stester? Firepaw, use Flare Blitz. Well, Firepaw, it looks like your new housefolk don't feed you enough. You certainly weren't this scrawny last time we met. I don't need 2 legs to feed me, Firepaw replied. I've got a whole forest of food to eat. 2 legs? Housefolk. That's what the clans call them. Smudge looked bewildered for a second. Then his expression changed to one of complete astonishment. You mean you're really living with the wildcats? Yes, Firepaw paused. You know, you smell different, unfamiliar. Unfamiliar, Smudge echoed. He sniffed. I suppose you're used to the smell of those wildcats now. Sniffer. Ah. Sniffer, sniffer. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. That was pretty cringe, bros. That was pretty cringe, gamers. Yeah, cringe. So true, bestie. Do it again. Only No, those sniffs were free. If you want more, you'll have to pay for them. Te better. You'll fart? Sniffer, sniffer. What am I doing with my life? My life has led to this. Nothing but shame. Sniffer. Firepaw shook his head as if to clear his mind. But we were kittens together. I should know your smell like I know the smell of my birth mother. And Firepaw remembered. Smudge had passed 6 moons. No wonder he looked so soft and fat and smelled so strange. You've been to the cutter, he gasped. I mean, the vet. Smudge shrugged his plump black shoulders. So? He mewed. Firepaw was speechless. So Bluestar was right. Smudge got no balls. No! He doesn't have his balls. This is a tragedy. I can't believe Smudge doesn't have his balls. No. Come on then. What's it like living wild? Smudge demanded. Is it as good as you thought it'd be? Firepaw thought for a moment. About last night, sleeping in a damp den. He thought about that mouse bile and clearing away Yellowfang's dirt, and trying to please both Lionheart and Tigerclaw at once during training. He remembered the teasing he suffered about his kitty pet blood. Then he remembered the thrill of his first catch, of charging through the forest in pursuit of a squirrel, and of warm evenings beneath the stars, sharing tongues with his friends. I know who I am now, meowed simply. Smudge tipped his head to one side and stared at Firepaw, clearly confused. I should be getting home, he mewed. Mealtime soon. Go carefully, Smudge. Firepaw leaned forward and gave his old friend an affectionate lick between the ears. Smudge nuzzled him in return. And stay alert. There may be another cat in the area who is not as fond of kitty pets, I mean house cats, as I am. Smudge's ears flicked nervously at these words. He looked around cautiously and leapt up onto the trunk of the fallen tree. Goodbye, Rusty, he mewed. I'll tell everyone at home that you're okay. Bye, Smudge, meowed Firepaw. Enjoy your meal. He watched the white tip of Smudge's tail disappear over the edge of the tree. In the distance, he could hear the rattle of dried food being shaken, and a 2-leg voice calling. Firepaw turned, his tail high, and started back toward his own home, sniffing the air as he went. I'll find a finch or 2 here, Hill decided. Then I'll catch something else on the way back through the pines. He felt bursting with energy after meeting Smudge and realizing just how lucky he was to live in the clan. He looked up at the branches above him and began to stalk silently across the forest floor, every sense alert. Now he just needed to impress Bluestar and Tigerclaw, and the day would be perfect. Kian, 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 Kian. Chapter 11. Firepaw returned with a chaffinch gripped firmly between his teeth. He dropped it in front of Tiger Claw, who stood waiting in the hollow. "You're the first one back," meowed the warrior. "Yeah, but I've got loads more prey to fetch," Firepaw mewed quickly. "I buried it back." "I know exactly what you did," Tiger Claw growled. "I've been watching you." A swish of bushes announced Greypaw's return. He was carrying a small squirrel in his mouth, which he dropped beside Firepaw's chaffinch. "Yuck," he spat. "Squirrels are too furry. I'll be picking hairs out of my teeth all evening." Tiger Claw paid no attention to Greypaw's grumbling. "Ravenpaw's late," he observed. "We'll give him a bit longer, and then return to camp." "But what if he's been bitten by an adder?" Firepaw protested. "Then it's his own fault," Tiger Claw replied coldly. "There's no room for fools in ThunderClan." They waited in silence. Greypaw and Firepaw exchanged glances, worried about Ravenpaw. Tiger Claw sat motionless, apparently lost in his own thoughts. Firepaw was the first to scent Ravenpaw's arrival. He jumped to his paws as the black cat leaped into the clearing, looking unusually pleased with himself. Dangling from his mouth was the long, diamond-patterned body of an adder. "Ravenpaw, are you okay?" Firepaw called. "Hey," meowed Greypaw, rushing forward to admire Ravenpaw's catch. "Did that bite you?" "I was too quick for it," Ravenpaw purred loudly. Then he caught Tiger Claw's eye and fell silent. Tiger Claw fixed all three excited apprentices with a cold stare. Sorry. "Come," he said shortly. "Let's collect the rest of your prey and get back to camp." Firepaw, Greypaw, and Ravenpaw entered the camp, strolling behind Tiger Claw. Their impressive day's catch hung from their mouths, although Ravenpaw kept tripping over his dead snake. As they emerged from the gorse into the camp, a group of young kids scrambled out of the nursery to watch them pass. "Look," Firepaw heard one of them say. "Apprentices, just back from hunting." He recognized the little tabby Yellowfang had hissed at the day before. Sitting next to him was a fluffy gray kit, no more than 2 moons old. A tiny black kit and a small tortoiseshell stood beside them. "Isn't that the kitty pet Firepaw?" squeaked the gray kit. "Yeah, look at his orange fur," mewed the black one. "They say he's a good hunter," the tortoiseshell added. "He looks a little bit like Lionheart. Do you suppose he's as good as him?" "I can't wait to start my training," mewed the tabby. "I'm going to be the best warrior ThunderClan has ever seen." Firepaw lifted his chin, feeling proud at the kid's admiring comments. He followed his 2 friends into the center of the clearing. "An adder," Greypaw mewed again, as the apprentices dropped their catch for the other cats to share. "What shall I do with it?" asked Ravenpaw. sniffing the snake's long body as it lay beside the heap. "Can you eat adders?" asked Graypaw. "Trust you think of your stomach," Firepaw joked, butting Graypaw with his head. "Well, I wouldn't want to eat it," murmured Ravenpaw. "I mean, my mouth tastes pretty foul after carrying it back." "Let's put it on the tree stump then," suggested Graypaw, "so that Dustpaw and Sandpaw can see it when they get back." They each carried a piece of their fresh kill and the adder back to their den. Graypaw carefully placed the adder on the stump, arranging the snake so that it could be clearly seen from all sides. Then they ate. When they had finished, they sat close together to groom one another and talk. Slippy. More like sippy. Cause like I was hydrating, get it? Teehee. Better. What was that pause? Oh, sorry. I was hydrating. Come on. Ah, God damn it. You should have more. Okay. In that case, I'm actually out of water, so I'm gonna pause for a second here to go and grab some more water. I'll be right back, everyone. Tadaima. Alright, let me do Sin's Redeem real quick. Thank you, Sin, for the chug redeem. Arigato gozaimasu. I'm sorry I'm not very able to do a gulping sound without choking on my water. Then they ate. When they had finished, they sat close together to groom one another and talk. "I wonder who Blue Star will choose to go to the gathering," Firepaw meowed. "It'll be full moon tomorrow." "Sandpaw and Dustpaw have been twice already," replied Graypaw. Perhaps Blue Star will choose one of us this time, mewed Firepaw. After all, you've been training for almost 3 moons now. But Sandpaw and Dustpaw are still the eldest apprentices, Ravenpaw pointed out. Firepaw nodded, and this gathering will be an important one. It'll be the first time the clans have met since Wind Clan disappeared. No cat knows what Shadow Clan is going to say about it. Tiger Claw's low meow interrupted them. You are right, youngster. The warrior had strolled up to them unnoticed. By the way, Firepaw, he added smoothly, Blue Star wants to see you. Firepaw looked up, startled. Why would Blue Star want to see him? Now, if you can spare the time, Tiger Claw meowed. Firepaw jumped up immediately and bounded off across the clearing toward Blue Star's den. Blue Star was sitting outside, her tail flicking restlessly back and forth. When she saw Firepaw, she stood up and looked steadily down at him. Tiger Claw has told me that he saw you talking with a cat from the two-legged place today, she meowed quietly. You wanna go now and sleep because your brain went. Alright, Stester. Good night, Stester. I hope to see you soon and get a nice big sleep. Alright, Oyasu, Oyasu be. Good night, Stester. Stesty bestie. But Firepaw began. You said that you began by fighting with this cat, but ended up sharing tongues with it. That's true, Firepaw admitted, feeling his fur prickle defensively. But he was an old friend. We grew up together. He paused and swallowed. When I was a kitty pet. Blue Star looked at him for a long moment. Do you miss your old life, Firepaw? She asked. Think carefully now. No. How can Blue Star think that? Firepaw wondered. His head was spinning. What was Blue Star trying to make him say? Do you wish to leave the clan? Of course not. Firepaw was shocked by her question. Blue Star didn't seem to hear the passion in his answer. Oh, Ben, hello, hello. Thank you so much for the redeem. Cheer. 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 Ben, thank you so much for the redeem. Arigatou gozaimasu. Holy shit, it's a bag of memes. Wow. Sekai. She shook her head, looking suddenly old and tired. I won't judge you if you leave us, Firepaw. Perhaps I expected too much of you. Perhaps my judgment has been clouded by the clan's need for new warriors. Panic swept through Firepaw as the thought of leaving the clan forever. My place is here. This is my home, he protested. I need more than that, Firepaw. I need to be able to trust in your loyalty to ThunderClan, especially now that it looks like ShadowClan is planning an attack. We don't have room for anyone who isn't sure whether their heart lies in the past or the present. Firepaw took a deep breath and chose his next words carefully. When I saw Smudge today, that's the house cat Tigerclaw saw me talking with. I saw what life would have been like if I had stayed with the two legs. I felt happy that I had not stayed. I was proud I left. He held Blue Star's gaze without flinching. Meeting Smudge made me certain I made the right decision. I could never have been satisfied with the soft life of a kitty pet. Blue Star looked closely at him for a second. Her eyes narrow. Then she nodded. "Very well," she said. "I believe you." Firepaw dipped his head respectfully and let out a silent sigh of relief. "I spoke to Yellowfang earlier," meowed Blue Star in a lighter tone. "She thinks a lot of you. She's a wise old she-cat, you know. And I suspect she wasn't always bad-tempered. Indeed, I think that I could grow to like her." Firepaw felt an unexpected glow of pleasure at these words. Maybe, in caring for Yellowfang, his admiration for her had grown into affection, despite the she-cat's ill temper. Whatever the reason, he was glad Blue Star liked her too. "But there is something about her that I don't trust," Blue Star went on quietly. "She will stay with ThunderClan for now, but remain as a prisoner. The queens will care for her. You must concentrate on your training." Firepaw nodded and waited to be dismissed, but Blue Star hadn't finished. "Firepaw, although you showed bad judgment today in talking to a house cat, Tigerclaw was impressed by your hunting skills. In fact, he reported that you all did well. I am pleased with your progress. You will come to the gathering, all three of you." Firepaw could hardly stand still. His body tingled with excitement. The gathering! "What about Sandpaw and Dustpaw?" he mewed. "They will remain behind and guard the camp," replied Blue Star. "Now you may go." She flicked her long tail to show he was dismissed and returned to her grooming. Graypaw and Ravenpaw looked stunned to see Firepaw bounding happily toward them. They had been waiting nervously for him beside the tree stump. Firepaw sat down and looked at his friends. "Well," Graypaw demanded, "what did she say?" "Tigerclaw told us you'd been sharing tongues with a kitty pet this morning," burst out Ravenpaw. "Are you in trouble?" "No." Although Blue Star wasn't pleased, Firepaw admitted ruefully, "She thought I might want to leave ThunderClan." "You don't, do you?" asked Ravenpaw. "Of course not," mewed Graypaw. Firepaw gave his gray friend an affectionate swipe. "Yeah, you would hate that. You need me to catch mice for you. All you can catch these days are hairy old squirrels." Graypaw dodged out of the way of Firepaw's blow and reared up on his back legs to retaliate. "You'll never guess what else she said," Firepaw went on. He was too excited to waste time play fighting. Graypaw immediately dropped back onto all fours. "What?" he said. "We're going to the gathering." Graypaw let out a yowl of delight and bounded up onto the tree stump. One of his back paws knocked the adder flying. It hit Ravenpaw on the head and wrapped itself around his neck. Ravenpaw spat with alarm and surprise, and then turned on Greypaw. Watch it, he hissed crossly. He shook the adder onto the ground. Scared it might try to bite you, Firepaw teased. He crouched down, hissing, and settled up onto Ravenpaw. Ravenpaw twitched his whiskers and retorted, "Some snake you'd make." He leaped onto Firepaw and rolled him easily onto his back. Greypaw reached down from the tree stump and gave Alex, thank you so much for the follow. Arigato gozaimasu. Greypaw reached down from the tree stump and gave Ravenpaw's tail a tug. As Ravenpaw turned to thump Greypaw with a soft forepaw, Firepaw jumped to his feet and leaped into them both, sending Greypaw flying from the stump. Thank you so much for the redeem. Cheer. 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 Arigato, Alex, for the redeem. As Ravenpaw turned to thump Greypaw with a soft forepaw, Firepaw jumped to his feet and leaped into them both, sending Greypaw flying from the stump. All three cats tumbled into the dirt and tussled on the ground. Finally, they fell apart and settled themselves, panting beside the tree stump. "Are Sandpaw and Dustpaw coming too?" puffed Greypaw. "Nope," Firepaw replied, unable to disguise the note of triumph in his voice. "They have to stay behind and guard the camp." "Oh, Alex, thank you so much for the redeem. I hope you know, Alex, that you're quite a great person, and that you're absolutely lovely, and that you're doing great, whatever it is you're doing in life. I hope you know that you're doing amazing, and that you are doing your best each day. I want you to never forget just how much you matter to everyone all around you, and just how great of a person you are. I want you to never forget that, okay? You all are amazing, every single one of you." And Cantaloupe, thank you so much for the redeem. Cantaloupe, I hope you get a nice good night sleep, okay? Get lots and lots of rest tonight. And I hope you can get lots and lots of energy so you can face tomorrow with just the greatest vigor. I'm sure whatever it is you come across tomorrow, you'll be able to handle and give it your 100% bestest. So, get lots of rest tonight, Cantaloupe. And I hope I see you in the morning. So, oyasubi. Oyasubi, nyasai, Cantaloupe. Good night. I hope I was able to be comforting and just overall very relaxing for you. "Oh, let me tell them," begged Greypaw. "I can't wait to see the looks on their faces." "Me neither," Firepaw agreed. I can't believe we're going instead of them, especially after Tigerclaw saw me with Smudge today. That was just bad luck, answered Graypaw. We all caught a load of prey in the assessment. That must be what decided it. I wonder what the gathering will be like, mewed Ravenpaw. It'll be fantastic, Graypaw replied confidently. I bet all the great warriors will be there. Clawface, Stonefur. But Firepaw wasn't listening anymore. Instead, he found himself thinking about Tigerclaw and Smudge. Graypaw was right. It was bad luck that the great warrior had been observing him when he had met his old friend. Why couldn't he have been watching Graypaw or Ravenpaw instead? In fact, it was bad luck that Tigerclaw had sent him so near the two-leg place at all. Suddenly, a dark thought entered Firepaw's mind. Why had Tigerclaw sent him near his old haunts? Had he wanted to test him? Could it be the great dark warrior didn't trust his loyalty to ThunderClan? Palm, thank you so much for the redeem. Wah! 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 Konnichiwa! Arigatou gozaimasu, Palm. Alright, on to chapter 12. Oh, I very much need a better mic stand, because this one keeps slipping, and I am very scared that the mic will end up crumbling. That won't be good if that ever happens, so I'm holding on to it for dear life. Firepaw peered over the brow of a brush-covered slope. Graypaw and Ravenpaw crouched beside him. Next to them, a group of ThunderClan elders, queens, and warriors waited in the undergrowth for Bluestar to give the signal. Firepaw had not been to this place since his first journey with Lionheart and Tigerclaw. The steep-sided glade looked different now. The rich greenness of the woods had been bleached away by the cold light of the full moon, and the leaves on the trees glowed silver. At the bottom stood the large oaks that marked where the corner of each clan's territory touched the other tree. The air was thick with the warm scents of cats from the other clans. Firepaw could see them quite clearly in the moonlight, moving about below in the grassy clearing that lay between the four oaks. In the center of the clearing, a large, jagged rock rose from the forest floor like a broken tooth. "Look at all those cats down there," hissed Ravenpaw under his breath. "There's Crooked Star," Graypaw hissed back. "River Clan's leader." "Where?" Firepaw mewed, nudging Graypaw impatiently. "Oh, excuse me." I'm sorry, everyone. Please give me 1 second. Tadaima. Sorry about that. Where?" Firepaw mewed, nudging Graypaw impatiently. That light-colored tabby beside the great rock. Firepaw followed Greypaw's nod and saw a huge Tom, even bigger than Lionheart, sitting at the center of the clearing. His striped coat shone pale in the moonlight. Even from this distance, his old face showed the signs of a harsh life, and his mouth looked twisted, as if it had once been broken and healed badly. "Hey," mewed Greypaw, "did you see Sandpaw spit when I told her I hoped she had a nice evening at home?" "You bet," Firepaw purred. Ravenpaw interrupted them with a muffled growl. "Look, there's Broken Star, Shadow Clan's leader." Firepaw looked down at the dark brown tabby. His fur was unusually long, and his face was broad and unflattened. There was a stillness in the way he sat and stared around him that made Firepaw's fur prickle uncomfortably. "He looks pretty nasty." "Whoa! Hello, cat. Thank you so much for the raid." "How have you been, cat?" "Hello, hello." "Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. What were you up to, cat? What were you doing?" "Hello, oh, hello, Celica. Hello. You mind if I gather you with your weird hybrid Spanish? That sounds interesting. You're in Bedrock making an ice palace. How unfortunate that you're playing the Bedrock version of Minecraft." Genshin emotes. So true, bestie. I can't believe Gat has Genshin emotes. Teh. Well, currently, we're reading, Warrior Cats, and I hope you guys can all relax and unwind with me. Oh, Celica, thank you so much for the chug redeem. Arigato gozaimasu. Celica, thank you so much for the chug redeem. Arigato gozaimasu. Firepaw looked down at the dark brown tabby. His fur was unusually long, and his face was broad and flattened. There was a stillness in the way he sat and stared around him that made Firepaw's fur prickle uncomfortably. "He looks pretty nasty," Firepaw muttered. "Yeah," agreed Greypaw. "He's certainly got a reputation among all the clans for not suffering fools gladly. And he's not been leader that long. 4 moons, ever since his father, Ragged Star, died." "What does the leader of Wind Clan look like?" Firepaw added. "Tall Star. I've never seen him, but I know he's black and white with a very long tail," answered Greypaw. "Can you see him now?" asked Ravenpaw. Greypaw peered down, searching the crowd of cats below. "Nope." "Oh, Celica, thank you so much for the sheesh." "Arigato gozaimasu." "Can you sense any Wind Clan cats?" Firepaw asked. Greypaw shook his head. "No." Lionheart's meow sounded softly beside them. The Wind Clan cats may just be late. But what if they don't turn up at all, mewed Greypaw. Hush. You must all be patient. These are difficult times. Now keep quiet. Blue Star will give the signal to move soon. Lionheart meowed quietly. As he spoke, Blue Star stood and, holding her tail high, flicked it from one side to the other. Firepaw's heart missed a beat as the ThunderClan cats rose as one and bounded through the bushes down toward the meeting place. He raced alongside them, feeling the wind rush in his ears and his paws tingle with anticipation. You're gonna go 'cause you gotta record? We hope you have a super awesome, amazing stream. Thank you so much, Kat. And thank you so much for the team. I hope you get a nice rest tonight, Kat. And I'm hoping you're able to finish whatever recording you want. And I'm sure it'll be absolutely amazing, Kat. So, hurry up and finish your work, and then get a nice long rest. And hopefully you'll be nice and energized for the big day you've got coming tomorrow. And I'm sure you'll be able to handle anything that comes your way. So, good night, Kat. Oyasubi Nyasai. And Sin, thank you so much for the redeem. My lip pops are really good tonight. Fuck yeah. I'm really proud of those. Those felt nice to do. Thank you, Sin, for the redeem. Arigatou gozaimasu. The ThunderClan cats paused instinctively on the edge of the clearing, outside the boundary of the oaks. Blue Star sniffed the air, then she nodded, and the troop moved forward onto the clearing. Firepaw felt thrilled. The other cats looked even more impressive close up, milling about the great rock. A large white warrior strode past. Firepaw and Ravenpaw looked at him in awe. Look at his paws, Ravenpaw murmured. Firepaw looked down and realized the huge paws of this great Tom were jet black. It must be Blackfoot, mewed Greypaw, ShadowClan's new deputy. Blackfoot stalked over to Broken Star and sat down beside him. The ShadowClan leader acknowledged him with a twitch of one ear, but said nothing. When does the meeting begin? Ravenpaw asked Whitestorm. Be patient, Ravenpaw, he answered. The sky is clear tonight, so we have plenty of time. Lionheart leaned over and added, We warriors like to spend a little time boasting about our victories, while the elders swap tales about the ancient days before the two legs came here. All three apprentices looked up at him and saw his whiskers twitch mischievously. Dappletail, One Eye, and Small Ear headed straight off toward a group of elderly cats who were settling themselves below one of the oak trees. White Storm and Lionheart strolled over to another pair of warriors, whom Firepaw did not know. He sniffed the air and recognized their scent as River Clan. Blue Star's voice sounded behind the three apprentices. "Don't waste any of your time tonight," she warned. "This is a good opportunity to meet your enemies. Listen to them. Remember what they look like and how they behave. There is a great deal to be learned from these meetings." "And say little," warned Tigerclaw. "Don't give anything away that might be used against us once the moon has waned." Sniffer! I should make that a redeem, huh? Should I make Sniffer a redeem? "Don't worry, we won't," Firepaw promised hastily, looking into Tigerclaw's eyes. The feeling that Tigerclaw didn't trust his loyalty lingered with him still. The two warriors nodded and moved on, and the apprentices were left alone. They looked at each other. "What do we do now?" Firepaw asked. "What they said," replied Ravenpaw. "Listen. And don't say too much," Greypaw added. Firepaw nodded gravely. "I'm going to see where Tigerclaw went," he mewed. "Well, I'm going to find Lionheart," mewed Greypaw. "You coming, Ravenpaw?" "No thanks," Ravenpaw replied. "I'm going to find some of the other apprentices." "Okay, we'll meet up later," mewed Firepaw, and he trotted in the direction Tigerclaw had taken. He scented Tigerclaw easily and found him sitting at the center of a group of huge warriors behind the great rock. Tigerclaw was speaking. It was a tale Firepaw had heard many times at camp. I'm gonna hydrate a little bit. Tigerclaw. Oh, sorry about that. Tigerclaw was describing his recent battle against the River Clan hunting party. "I wrestled like a lion." Oh, I'm sorry, my voice is getting a little. I'm sorry about that. It's just my voice is. My throat's a little. Oh, okay, I got this. 3 warriors tried to hold me, but I threw them off. I fought them until 2 lay knocked out, and the other had run off into the forest like a kid crying for its mother. This time, Tigerclaw didn't mention killing Oakheart in vengeance for Redtail's death. Perhaps it's so he doesn't offend the River Clan warriors, Firepaw decided. Firepaw listened politely to the end of the story, but a familiar scent was distracting him. As soon as Tigerclaw had finished speaking, Firepaw turned and crept away toward the sweet smell, which was coming from a group of cats nearby. He found Greypaw sitting among these cats, but that was not the scent he had been following. Sitting opposite Greypaw, between two river clan toms, was Spotted Leaf. Firepaw glanced at her shyly and settled himself beside his friend. Still no scent of Wind Clan, he mewed to Greypaw. The meeting hasn't begun yet. They still may come, replied his friend. Look, there's Running Nose. He is the new Shadow Clan medicine cat, apparently. He nodded toward a small gray and white cat at the center of the group. I can see why they call him Running Nose, Firepaw remarked. The medicine cat's nose was as wet as the tip and encrusted around the edges. Yup, replied Greypaw with a scornful growl. I can't see why they appointed him when he can't even cure his own cold. Running Nose was telling the cats about an herb that medicine cats had used in the old days to cure kitten cough. Since the two legs came and filled the place with hard earth and strange flowers, he complained in a high-pitched yowl. The herb has disappeared, and kittens die needlessly in cold winter. The cats gathered around him, yowled their disapproval. It never would have happened in the time of the great clan cats, growled a Black River Clan queen. Indeed, mewed a silver tabby. The great cats would have killed any two legs that dared enter their territory. If Tiger Clan roamed this forest still, Two Legs would not have built this far into our land. Then Firepaw heard Spotted Leaf's quiet mew. If Tiger Clan still roamed these forests, we would hardly have made our territory here either. Hello, Charla. Welcome to the stream. Hello. So nice to meet you. Currently reading Warrior Cats as a little bedtime story. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. I hope you can just sit back and relax while we just do some reading. Oh shit, sorry, dropped my mic. What's Tiger Clan? Mewed a small voice beside them. Firepaw noticed a little tabby apprentice from one of the other clans sitting beside him. Oh man, I totally need a new mic stand. My mic just fell off its stand. Thank God I caught it. The mic drop was bound to happen. Yep, hold on, give me 1 second. I am so sorry, gamers. Yep, the mic just collapsed. The mic stand just collapsed. Okay, I am now holding the mic. Oh, bedtime stories, you love them? I'm so glad you do. I hope you enjoy your stay here, Charla. What's Tiger Clan? Mewed a small voice beside them. Firepaw noticed a little tabby apprentice from one of the other clans sitting beside him. Tiger Clan is one of the great cat clans that used to roam the forest, Greypaw explained quietly. Tiger Clan is the cats of the night, big as horses with jet black stripes. Then there is Lion Clan. There, Greypaw hesitated, frowning as he tried to remember. Oh, I've heard of them, mewed the tabby. You're as big as Tiger Clan cats, with yellow fur and golden manes like rays of the sun. Greypaw nodded, and then There is the other one, Spotty Clan or something like that. I suspect you're thinking of Leopard Clan, young Greypaw, mewed a voice from behind them. Lionheart, Greypaw greeted his mentor with an affectionate touch of his nose. Lionheart shook his head in mock despair. Don't you youngsters know your history? Leopard Clan are the swiftest cats, huge and golden, spotted with black paw prints. You can thank Leopard Clan for the speed and hunting skills you now possess. Thank them. Why? Asked the tabby. Lionheart gazed down at the little apprentice and answered, There is a trace of all the great cats in every cat today. We would not be night hunters without our Tiger Clan ancestors, and our love of the sun's warmth comes from Lion Clan. He paused. You are a Shadow Clan apprentice, aren't you? How many moons are you? The tabby stared awkwardly down at the ground. 6 moons, he stammered, not meeting Lionheart's eye. Rather small for 6 moons, Lionheart muttered. His tone was gentle, but his gaze was searching and serious. My mother was small too, answered the tabby nervously. He bowed his head and backed away, disappearing into the crowd of cats with a twitch of his light brown tail. Lionheart turned to Firepaw and Greypaw. Well, he might be small, but at least he was curious. If only you two showed as much interest in the stories your elders tell. Sorry, Lionheart, Firepaw and Greypaw mewed, exchanging doubtful glances. Lionheart grunted good-naturedly. Oh, go away, the pair of you. Next time, I hope Blue Star decides to bring apprentices who appreciate what they hear. With a half-hearted growl, he chased them away from the group. Come on, purred Greypaw as they leapt away. Let's see where Ravenpaw's gotten to. Ravenpaw was in the middle of a group of apprentices who were clamoring for him to tell them about the battle with River Clan. Go on, Ravenpaw, tell us what happened, called a pretty black and white she-cat. Ravenpaw shyly shuffled his paws and shook his head. Come on, Ravenpaw, insisted another. Ravenpaw looked around and saw Firepaw and Greypaw at the edge of the crowd. Firepaw nodded encouragingly. Ravenpaw flicked his tail in acknowledgement and began his story. He stumbled a bit at first, but as he continued, the tremor disappeared from his voice and his audience leaned in, their eyes growing wider. Fur was flying everywhere. Blood splattered the leaves of the bramble bushes, bright red against green. I just fought off a huge warrior and sent him squealing into the bushes when the ground shook and I heard a warrior scream. It was Oakheart. Redtail raced past me, his mouth dripping blood and his fur torn. Oakheart is dead, he howled. Then he rushed off to help Tigerclaw as he fought another warrior. Who would have thought Ravenpaw was such a good storyteller? Greypaw murmured to Firepaw. sounding impressed. But Firepaw was thinking of something else. What was it Ravenpaw had said? That Redtail had killed Oakhart. But according to Tigerclaw, Oakhart had killed Redtail, and he, Tigerclaw, had killed Oakhart in revenge. If Redtail killed Oakhart, who killed Redtail? Firepaw hissed at Greypaw. If who did what? Greypaw echoed absent-mindedly. He was only half listening to Firepaw. Firepaw shook his head to clear it. Ravenpaw must have been mistaken, he thought. He must have meant Tigerclaw. Ravenpaw was coming to the end of his story. Finally, Redtail dragged the wailing cat off Tigerclaw by his tail, and with the strength of the whole Tiger Clan, flung him into the bushes. A moving shadow caught Firepaw's eye. He glanced around and saw Tigerclaw standing a short distance away. The warrior was watching Ravenpaw with an iron stare. Unaware of his mentor's presence, Ravenpaw continued to answer question after question from his enthusiastic audience. What were Oakhart's dying words? Is it true that Oakhart had never lost a battle before? Ravenpaw replied promptly, with his voice high and clear and his eyes shining. But when Firepaw glanced back at Tigerclaw, he saw a look of horror and then fury creep over the warrior's face. Clearly, Tigerclaw wasn't enjoying Ravenpaw's story at all. Firepaw was just about to say something to Greypaw when a loud yowl signaled to all cats were quiet. Firepaw couldn't help but feeling relieved as Ravenpaw fell silent at last and Tigerclaw turned away. One second, I'm gonna hydrate real quick. Firepaw looked up to see where the yowl had come from. 3 cats sat silhouetted against the moonlit sky on top of the great rock. They were Blue Star, Broken Star, and Crooked Star. The clan leaders were about to begin the meeting. But where was the Wind Clan leader? Surely they won't start the meeting without Tall Star. Firepaw hissed under his breath. I don't know, Greypaw muttered back. Haven't you noticed? There isn't a single Wind Clan cat here, whispered a River Clan apprentice on the other side of Firepaw. Firepaw guessed that similar conversations were going on all around him. As the other cats were gathering beneath the great rock, an unsettled murmuring rumbled in their throats. We can't start yet, yowled one voice above the noise. Where are the Wind Clan representatives? We must wait until all the clans are present. On top of the rock, Blue Star stepped forward. Her gray fur glowed almost white in the moonlight. Cats of all clans, welcome, she meowed in a clear voice. It is true that Wind Clan is not present, but Broken Star wishes to speak anyways. Oh, oh, hello, Lucy. Hello, hello. Welcome, Raiders. It's so nice to see you. Hello, Addict Sean. Hello, hello. How have you been, Lucy? What were you streaming? Addict, thank you so much for the follow. Arigatou gozaimasu. Hello, Lucy. It's so nice to see you. We're currently reading Warrior Cats as a little bedtime story. How am I? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you so much for asking. Hold on just 1 second. I thought everyone let you alone for the raid. Your voice is amazing. Thank you, Hex. Hello, hello. That means a lot, honestly. Thank you so much. I think that's... I think I did the command correctly. Well, hello everyone. My name is B. Takahashi. I guess you can call me a professional e-boy. And we're currently reading, the first volume of Warrior Cats as a little bedtime story. So I hope you guys can all sit back, relax, and enjoy some cat stories. You can sleep peacefully now. I'm glad, Lucy. Thank you, thank you. Oh, hello, Juicy Sussy. I love your username, by the way. Your voice. I'm dead. No, don't die. That's not good. Well, I hope you guys are able to relax while we get to read about cats. Juicy Sussy. Oh, well, someone's being a sussy baka. Oh, Sin, thank you so much for the redeem. I'm so glad my lip popping is good tonight. Sometimes my lip popping is good, and then other nights it sucks, but it's... Bulbasaur plush on the left. Yeah, I love Bulbasaur. I love him so much. Oh, Juicy Sussy. Thank you so much for the redeem. Well, if you're going to bed, I wish you a very, very nice rest. And if you're sleepy, I hope you can just drift off into sleepy time. And that you're just very, very snuggly and warm. And get lots and lots of rest so you can handle whatever it is you've got coming the next day. So, good night, Sussy. Good night, you sussy baka. And I hope you get a very, very nice rest so you can have an even better morning. So, good night. Oh, hello, Aldrix. I recognized you. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. It's so nice to see you. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. Just trying to chillax a little bit. And I hope that everyone else can chillax too. Say the chorus of Baka Mitai. Dame dame, dame yo, dame nana yo. Anda ga suki de, suki de. Dore dake tsuyoi no sa de でも夢はない思い出がバカみたい I hope you enjoyed that, Bob. That was a little impromptu, but I hope you still enjoyed it. ASMR and singing. Don't count on it, Lucy. It won't be very good. Well, I hope that was to your liking. Arigato gozaimasu, Palm. That was good. Thank you. Thank you. That means the world to me. Okay. Oh my god. Palm, thank you so much for the clip. God damn. Broken Star padded noiselessly up to the stand beside Blue Star. Her gray fur. Oh, he surveyed the crowd for a few moments, his orange eyes burning. Then he took a deep breath and began. Friends, I come to speak to you tonight about the needs of Shadow Clan. Because mobile clipping his ass. So true, bestie. The mobile Twitch app can lick my balls. But he was interrupted by raised, impatient voices from below. Where is Tall Star? Cried one. Where are the Wind Clan warriors? Yelled another. Broken Star stretched up to his full height and lashed his tail from side to side. As the leader of Shadow Clan, it is my right to address you all here. He growled in a voice full of menace. The crowd fell into an uneasy silence. All around him, Firepaw could smell the acrid tang of fear. Broken Star yowled again. We all know that the time of Leaf Bear and late New Leaf have left us with little prey in our hunting grounds. We also know that Wind Clan, River Clan, and Thunder Clan lost many kits in the freezing weather that came so late this season. Shadow Clan did not lose kits. We are hardened to the cold north wind. Our kits are stronger than yours from the moment they are born. And so we find ourselves with many mouths to feed, and too little prey to feed them. The crowd, still silent, listened anxiously. The needs of Shadow Clan are simple. In order to survive, we must increase our hunting territory. That is why I insist that you allow Shadow Clan warriors to hunt in your territories. A shocked but muted growl rippled through the crowd. Share our hunting grounds, called the outraged voice of Tiger Claw. It is unprecedented, cried a tortoiseshell queen from River Clan. The clans have never shared hunting rights. Should Shadow Clan be punished because our kits thrive? Yowled Broken Star from the Great Rock. Do you want us to watch our young starve? You must share what you have with us. Must, spat Small-Ear furiously from the back of the crowd. Must, replied Broken Star. Wind Clan failed to understand this. In the end, we were forced to drive them out of their territory. Snarls of outrage burst from the crowd, but Broken Star's caterwaul rang loud above them. And if we have to, we will drive you all from your hunting grounds in order to feed our hungry kids. There was instant silence. On the other side of the clearing, Firepaw heard a River Clan apprentice start to mutter something, but he was quickly hushed by an elder. Satisfied that he had every cat's attention, Broken Star continued. Each year, the Two Legs spoil more of our territory. At least one clan must remain strong, and if all clans are to survive, the Shadow Clan thrives while you all struggle, and there may come a time when you will need us to protect you. You doubt our strength, hissed Tigerclaw. His pale eyes glared threateningly at the Shadow Clan leader, and his powerful shoulders rippled with tension. I do not ask for your answer now. Broken Star ignored the warrior's challenge. You must each go away and consider my words. But bear this in mind. Would you prefer to share your prey, or be driven out and left homeless and starving? Warriors, elders, and apprentices looked at one another in disbelief. In the anxious pause that followed, Crooked Star stepped forward. I have already agreed to allow Shadow Clan some hunting rights in the river that runs through our territory. He meowed quietly, gazing down on his clan. Horror and humiliation rippled through the River Clan cats at their leader's words. We were not consulted, cried a grizzled silver tabby. I feel that this is best for our clan, for all the clans, Crooked Star explained, his voice heavy with resignation. There are plenty of fish in the river. It is better to share our prey than to spill blood fighting over it. And what of ThunderClan? Smolier croaked. Blue Star, have you too agreed to this outrageous demand? Blue Star unwaveringly met the old cat's gaze. I have made no agreement with Broken Star, except that I shall discuss his proposal with my clan after the gathering. Well, at least that's something, muttered Greypaw in Firepaw's ear. We'll show them we're not as soft as that yellow-bellied River Clan. Broken Star spoke up again, his rasping voice sounding arrogant and strong after Crooked Star's surrender. I also bring news that is important to the safety of your kits. A Shadow Clan cat has turned rogue and spurned the warrior code. We chased her out of our camp, but we do not know where she is now. She looks like a mangy old creature, but she has the bite like TigerClan. Firepaw's fur bristled. Could Broken Star possibly be talking about Yellowfang? He pricked up his ears, curious to hear more. She is dangerous, I warn you. Do not offer shelter to her. And Broken Star paused dramatically. Until she is caught and killed, I urge you to keep a close eye on your kits. Firepot knew from the nervous growl that rumbled into the throats of the ThunderClan cats that they too had thought of Yellowfang. The bold she-cat had done nothing to endear herself to her reluctant hosts, and Fireball guessed it wouldn't take much to drum up hatred against her. Even the words of a despised enemy like Broken Star would be enough. The Shadow Clan warriors began to push their way out of the throng of cats. Broken Star leapt down from the rock, and his warriors immediately surrounded him and escorted him away from 4 trees back into Shadow Clan territory. The remaining Shadow Clan cats followed quickly behind, including the undersized tabby Lionheart had questioned earlier. But among the other Shadow Clan apprentices, the tabby no longer looked unusually small. They all looked tiny and undernourished, more like kits of 3 or 4 moons than full-fledged apprentices. Among us! Wow! Sassy baka desu? What do you think of that? Graypaw mewed in a low voice. Ravenpaw bounded over before Firepaw could reply. What's going to happen now? He wailed, his fur fluffed up in alarm and his eyes wider than ever. Firepaw didn't answer. The elders of ThunderClan were gathering nearby, and he was straining to hear what they were saying. This relaxing bedtime story is sort of working. You apologize in advance if you were to fall asleep. Don't apologize, Lucy. If I'm able to make you guys relax a little bit and just be a source of comfort, don't worry about dozing off or anything. Just you showing up is more than enough than I could ever have wanted. I'm so glad you're enjoying this though. I very much appreciate just your support means so much to me. That must be Yellowfang he was talking about, growled Small Ear. Well, she did snap at Goldenflower's youngest kit the other day, murmured Speckled Hill darkly. She was the oldest nursery queen, and fiercely protective of all the kits. And we've left her behind, with the camp virtually unguarded, wailed One Eye, who for once seemed to have no trouble hearing everything. I tried to tell you she was a danger to us, hissed Darkstripe. Bluestar has to listen to reason now and get rid of her before she harms any of our young. Tigerclaw strode up to the group. We must return to camp at once and deal with this rogue, he yowled. Firepaw didn't stop to hear more. His mind was spinning. Loyal as he was to his clan, he just couldn't believe that Yellowfang would be a danger to the kits. Frightened for the old she-cat, burning with questions only she could answer, he raced away from Graypaw and Ravenpaw without a word. He charged up the hillside and pelted through the forest. Had he been mistaken about Yellowfang? If he warned her about the danger she was in, would he be risking his own position in ThunderClan? Whatever trouble he got himself into, he had to find out the truth from her before the other cats got back to the camp. And that concludes chapter 12 of Warrior Cats. I'm wondering if I should keep going, 'cause my voice is starting to give out a little bit, but I think instead of reading, I'll just do a little chatting here to just wrap up for the night. 'Cause yeah, I'm just scrolling through chapter 13, and chapter 13 does seem to be pretty decent sized length, so I think I will save that for this Thursday. But yeah, just thank you everyone for stopping by. Rest, I sure will, Sin. Thank you so much though thank you so much, just, for the kind thoughts. Oh, and thank you for the redeem, arigato, and hydrate. I sure will, Sin. Okay, well, I very much love doing these streams. I love just relaxing here and just spending just some soft time with you guys. It's kind of nice just sitting here and relaxing, And I do definitely very much want to get better at reading these and just talking in a softer tone, because as much as I love, going crazy, going stupid during streams, I also very much value the time where we can just relax, where it's just you and me and all the cats. Yeah. But you're pretty good already, trust me. Thank you, Sin. That means a lot. But I definitely want to build up my endurance when it comes to my voice, because it's very, very hard. It is definitely very hard to keep a whisper of sorts for so long, but it's a nice challenge, because I definitely want to do much longer streams, especially on my days off, because I think it'd be nice if everyone who stopped by and listened could just relax and drift off to sleep because of this. So I think what I'll do now, I think I'm gonna end stream here. Oh, Sin, thank you so much for the redeem. Well, if you're going to bed, Sin, I do wish you a very, very big good night, and I hope you get lots and lots of rest, so you can be nice and warm and snuggy for the next day, next big day, full of infinite possibilities for you, Sin. And I just want you to know that you can sleep well knowing you had a nice full day, no matter what happened, And I hope I can see you tomorrow of an evil, redeeming good night when not going to sleep? No. Well, I do think you should get some rest soon, Sin. Everyone deserves to unwind and relax. Even if you're not going to sleep, I hope you just... You still up? Of course, Nemo. I should be asking the same of you. You should be getting a nice big rest, Nemo. Totally not gonna go on Terraria or Minecraft. If you're gonna play Terraria, I'll definitely join you. You broke up. Oh, you're playing with Adler? Wow, I see how it is, Nemo. You don't want to play with me. Humph. Well, I hope you're having fun, Nemo. I hope you're enjoying your time. And yeah, I was about to. You're doing ASMR. I know, Nemo. I like to act jealous, don't worry. I think it's a finale. It's just very funny. And now I'm gonna knock out on your lap. Well, I'm glad you, I hope you find this relaxing. And genuinely, if any of you guys have like suggestions or constructive/destructive criticism, I will welcome it with open arms. Because, I don't know, I'm honestly a little interested in like trying new things, but I'm just very, very scared, especially when it comes to like roleplay ASMR, because as much as I think the idea would be fun, I don't ever want to be a BFE Vtuber, because that would be scary. But I don't know, just I'm glad to have all of you here, and just having you guys here means the world to me so much. Set it up on the ground like Callie did during her debut. Wait, Sin, that's such a good idea. I should be doing ASMR from my bed, because the mic I use is it's a desk cam, so I can just take this anywhere. I should be doing this in bed so you can guys hear me rustling around in the blankets. That's so smart. I'm so incredibly smart. You're gonna sleep now? Good night, Nemo. Mwah. Choo. Good night, Nemo. I hope you have a great good night rest. Your desk is fine, you just don't want to deal with wires. So true, bestie. So true, Palm. Wire management is totally hell. But I'm looking forward to the day that you can set your PC back up. And I guess on that note, I think I'll be ending stream here. My voice seems to... I basically decide to end stream when I think I can't... When I feel like I can't go on any further without my voice breaking up. So I definitely want to build up my endurance when it comes to this, so I can do more and more for you guys. And, I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow, or if I'm gonna spend all day studying. Who knows which one's gonna come first. But either way, thank you everyone for stopping by. I very, very, very much appreciate you all. And I'll see you either tomorrow or the same time on Thursday. So good night, everybody. Bye bye. Matane. Matane. Bye bye. Choo. Night night. Okay, but like, there's a very real chance that I might just be playing Terraria. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. Hiya, Soupy.